it's the end result that we're interested in. And
Well, because I don't think you can mitigate it. I think to the extent that private charities can mitigate some of the extreme cases, but I think that, most people, if we just simply let the bubble burst,
right, if we let it, right,
most people will be immediately better off. They won't have mortgage debt anymore. They'll be out of debt because we'll just let real estate prices collapse,
right,
and the banks can't do crap. So we bankrupt the financial institutions, which are broke anyway. But if we deregulate, then countries like Nazi, Germany, Japan,
right,
we are not in as bad a shape as they were at the end of the Second World War. Right? They came out of it. They rebuilt their economies. I mean, we're not. Countries are digging themselves out of bigger holes than the one that we're in. So we can do it, but it's impossible. East Germany never came out of it because they went the communist route. If we follow that.
My heritage from family is Italy. And the only thing that my grandparents said, well, the only thing that they could be assured of was that the trains ran. It's not going to. That's what, I'm just saying that in how we get from here to here, how do we make sure that those underlying policies to mitigate, maybe you're just saying that, well, that's up to the states, that's up to local municipalities, maybe that's up to private charities. I just personally have a problem with it. I have a problem with it.
I don't know if Washington is going to be smart enough to know what to do. Okay. All I know is the minute you give Washington the problem, okay, you're going to solve the problem, then they're not going to solve it. All they're going to do is look at the symptoms. And they're going to see, gee, people are spending less money, and that's why there's a recession. Therefore, we must encourage them to spend more. Without understanding that they're just doing, it's like there's a fire. Let's put it out with gasoline. They're not going to understand.
I just have been long-term now uncomfortable with the standard Republican conservative response to people with, and I appreciate that. It's just people with, basic, food, clothing, shelter, health, national security. Well, Republicans are great on the national security.
Look, if somebody was going to say, look, let's have a temporary relief program where for people who are really without jobs and hungry, but let's spend, I wouldn't mind spending, rather than spending the money to bail out the banks and bail out the system that exists.
The housing bubble,
Because as it stands now, everybody's going to be worse off because the currency is going to collapse. And, it's not going to matter, the people aren't going to be able to afford food. They're not going to afford energy. And even the middle class is going to be wiped out. So
I just would have been much more comfortable with the debate a year and a half, 2 years ago with, we've got this housing crisis, we've got this financial, housing prices are going to collapse. Let's make sure that people have food, clothing, shelter. How do we do this? And I never hear that. I never hear
the reality is the best thing to do is put our faith in the markets. Because the government we know that government central planning does not work and will not work.
But and I know that the market will not take care of my personal health care.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Because you're concerned about health care, which means there's somebody who wants your money, they want you to pay for health care, they want to supply it to you. So the free market
we have to get the government out of the way.
Well, sure. Yeah, we need less government.
That's just all right.
But anything that you want, if the market provides it to you, it's going to be a lot better than if the government provides it for you.
So how do I help you on this campaign?
You can volunteer. You can come down to Milford. You can volunteer on the phone and make calls. You can make a donation. We can use more money. We always could use financial donation.
My guess is you could use time and use money.
Yeah, we can use all that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, nice meeting you. Look forward to seeing you.
All right. If you have any questions, definitely give me a ring.